He doesn't like to really be affectionate to me, like 2-3 times a day, every day. And now down to like...
Who the hell goes to the now technician and starts talking about their intimate life with their partner? Who does that? Yeah.
For 2 times, 3 times in the week. So maybe you can understand because you're from here and you know Moldovan men. For Moldovan men to not really be sexually...
No, I don't think so.
It's crazy, you know. Nikki's out here trying to get some sort of validation, trying to find out, you know, is it normal for men in Moldova to, you know, not want to be intimate so much all the time? And she gets the answer that she gets the answer that I guess that she wasn't looking for. And that is the answer of no, they always like to be intimate. They love that stuff. It's crazy because I actually expected to react in a way that said, oh, basically this man just doesn't want to be with me. Oh, maybe it's because I'm trans. Oh, because this and that. So I was actually very surprised with the way she reacted. She reacted so cool and calm about it. But then it kind of hit me. Her reaction was based on being denial. Is it in denial? Denial or in denial? Whichever one it is. Because the matter of fact is, it's like she's refusing to accept the truth. Accept the truth that this man doesn't want you sexually. He only wants you. That's the only physical attraction he has towards you. That's it. But to be fair, that is something else that will be explained later on in the video by the man himself, Igor. But before we do that, please do hit that subscribe button and also hit that like button. And now let's continue.
All the tea from the nail tech, and she was like, what did I sign up for?
Trust me, she wasn't like, what did you sign up for? She was like, so basically you're gonna settle yourself for a man that doesn't want you. That's what she was thinking. The way the nail tech was speaking was very reserved, very like hesitant. She was like, I'm just gonna be honest with you, but you know, we may not like it. But Nikki decides to read something completely different. This woman is crazy.
Are Moldovan men like this with their women in the culture? Like, do they make their women submit and go lower than them and they are high in power? But maybe I come too much energy to him that he feels like I am above him and I'm not.
Why does Nikki feel like it's okay for her to speak to people? Like when she mocks Igor, she always mocks him, you know, with the accent. And now she's speaking to this woman and she's trying to articulate words with an accent. Like, it's not going to make a difference. Whether she understands you or not, it doesn't matter how you say it. Just speak like how you're meant to speak. We hate when people do that, you know? You know what? It is what it is.
A little controlling, and they're very closed off. I have to break that side of him. You know, like being in the United States, he can't have that same mentality.
It's crazy, you know, finding out that many in Moldova like to be the dominant one. And now she's out here talking about how you can't have that attitude. It's not allowed. Because that's not how it is in the States. All right, cool. If that's not how it is in the States, let's just go to this little next statement here.
Find an American boy.
Find an American boy?
You don't need a Moldovan boy.
I know. Well, you know what? There's no better in America, girl.
So you want to find a Moldovan man because there are no better in America, but yet you want to make the Moldovan man like the American man. Tell me that this situation isn't one of those hypocritical situations. Make that make sense. If you want to get a man from Moldova, expect him to be the way he is. Don't get him and then try and convert him. It's either you're happy or you're not.
Understand about what you're talking. You need more intimacy, and this is why I give to you my dream about threesome.
Her, feel in love with her, but my body don't feel the same.
Man fully sat there last week and said, I'm only joking about the threesome. Comes back this week and says, well, this is why I wanted the threesome, you know, because it's going to help me and you. No, it's not. You want the threesome because you want to have intimacy with a biological woman. It's just that simple. That's all it is. It's that simple. But the fact that this isn't registering to Nikki's mind is hilarious to me. Man was with you this whole time, but he was out there sleeping with women. You know what though? The question should have been like, this should have been this. So the whole time you were sleeping with women, was you sleeping with biological women or was you sleeping with trans women? That's what it should have been. She didn't ask him that question, did she? And then all of a sudden, he's now saying he wants a three-way with 2 women. And one of those women will be Nikki, but the other one is also going to be a woman, right? Like, you know, when the answer is in front of you, like it's in plain sight, this guy is literally trying to tell you that he doesn't find you attractive. He's trying to say that you being born a man isn't enough for him. How can my man fully sit there and say that, you know, I love Nikki here mentally, but my body physically, come on.
That's why I told you about another way of making sex. But this
Not getting a threesome until the intimacy comes first. But if I offer that to you, then you got to offer it to me with another guy.
I see that.
Why?
No.
So I have to watch you with another woman, but then you can't see me with another guy.
I will be with 2 girls.
Yeah.
I them. When second guy come, he you.
So, you know, I'm too.
I'm not gonna lie to you, right? This is what I got from this situation here. This is what I translate when he said what he said. His whole thing is obviously if there's another woman, right? Obviously that means I sleep with you both, right? Okay, cool. But honestly, when she mentioned the whole thing about a guy, and he obviously said no, which was always gonna happen, right? I don't think the issue is, well, no, the issue is definitely seeing another guy sleep with her 100%. Let's not forget though, Igor has not overcome the stage of the fact that Nikki is biological man, because he has mentioned it several times throughout the season. He's always talking about how 1 minute she can be very feminine, but the next minute she brings out her masculine side. He says all the time. So for him, he's probably scared that if he sees her in a situation with him and another guy, if he sees another guy smashing her, one, he's not going to like it anyway because no other guy should be touching his woman 100%. But I think he's also afraid that if he sees it happen, he may not see it as another guy smashing his woman. He may see another guy smashing another man. Think about it. You know, I mean, obviously we don't know what she's like in the bedroom, right? But I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of mannerism that he's going to be like, listen, some people may not want to hear it, but I'm just putting pieces together because this man has repeatedly said about how Nikki has a masculine side every now and then. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of the reasons why he doesn't want to be intimate with her that much is probably because there's a chance that even when they are intimate, maybe that masculine comes out sometime. Look at it this way. If he comes from a place where he's dominant, the man is the leader. So that means he's dominant in all areas. But let's say, you know, when they're having conversations, he tries to dominate, but she always speaks louder than him. He hates it. That's why they spoke about at the very beginning, when she even said to the technician woman, you know, maybe he doesn't like the way I am because I'm very, you know, so it makes me look as if I'm above him. He doesn't like it because he sees it as a masculine trait, because that's where he's from, right? I can imagine that even in the bedroom, he probably doesn't even like women to even take charge. He probably wants to be dominant all the time. Nick is the kind of person that even in the bedroom, she's definitely going to be like, do this, do that, do that. He doesn't like that. He sees it as masculine mentality. So each time he thinks of a masculine mentality, he only thinks about is how she was born. You see what I'm saying? So I can imagine in that situation, her, 2 guys, and she's trying to direct them. That's just going to mess him up even more. So we got to take into account where he's from and how things run. You're offended by that, man, that's a you problem. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of written in front of us. I'm just dissecting it, but let's get it.
He you.
So, you know, I'm 2 seconds from slapping the out of you. That's really so disrespectful that you go laugh in my face. Igor, cut the okay?
I don't have energy for that.
Oh, poor baby.
I honestly think he's laughing because of what I said, but anyway, let's continue.
So when
I don't have.
you're getting called out and you don't want to deal with it, right?
Too much.
You don't want
Too
to share
much
when you're
stress,
wrong.
Too much
That's
stress.
the problem. You don't want to say, I'm sorry, Nicole. I'm sorry, Nicole.
But don't get me wrong, she's not wrong. But let's talk about that though. Why is it whenever, you know, it comes to whenever it comes to her speaking up and trying to get him to hold himself accountable, why can't he do it? It's probably in Moldova, that's not a trait. It's not a thing. Maybe the men aren't supposed to be, you know, held accountable. They're the ones that always have to be da-da-da-da-da, and the women the ones always have to apologize. Look at Andre and Liz, Libby, whatever. The whole relationship, like, you know, he's always the one in control all the time, right? And it's only rarely you see him apologize. I feel like he only really apologizes when he feels like he's losing his power a little bit, you know what I mean? Just to kind of bring her back in. But most of the time, he has to be the dictator. We've seen it from Andre, and we've seen this from Igor as well. I mean, Nikki should have done a research on what men are like in Moldova. It's that simple. She's never going to be on the winning side. So she needs to decide whether she wants to be submissive or not. It's closed.
That's a problem.
How are we talking?
I'm telling you to take accountability when you do something wrong and you don't. Just like you tell me to take accountability when I do something wrong. I'm a little
yourself. I
child,
don't
run
have time
away,
for
like you always do, throwing the little tantrums. You know, I think that there's way bigger fish to fry than our engagement celebration at this point. Sometimes I feel like I don't know why I keep going with Justin. This is dead end. Are we gonna progress? Are we gonna move on? Are we gonna resolve? Like, what are we doing?
Well, I can tell you what you're doing. You're wasting your time in so many different levels. You're wasting your time believing this man actually wants to be with you physically. You're wasting your time thinking that you're ever going to be able to actually be a dictator of any type in this relationship. You're never going to have a say. Okay, it's that simple. You're wasting time thinking that you're going to be able to change him. To be honest with you, if you try to westernize him and try to take him to America, he'd probably become worse. To be honest with you, there is that possibility, because if she's saying that American men are already trash, this and that, well, imagine you take his current personality and then you mix in with a little bit of an American personality. It's going to be probably worse. So Nikki needs to do, if there's any accountability needed, the accountability shouldn't be her looking for him to be accountable. It should be her it should be her being accountable for herself and being so desperate to stay with a man clearly says, I only really want to spice up our bedroom activity, and I'm only going to really want you more if there's going to be another woman involved. Because let's be real, once they do it once, he's going to want it again and again and again and again. Because his only dopamine of actually being attracted to her will only ever be with another woman always being there. So at least he has one that he can control. Their whole relationship is just built on never gonna work. I can imagine it right now. Listen, a bit TMI, I can imagine now. It's a three-way situation. He's more than happy to go down on the woman, but he's never happy to go down on her. Bruh, the madness in that situation would be crazy. Nonetheless though, you guys let me know what you're thinking. We can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.